All right, how's everyone doing? Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I'm going to talk about today is people actually liking to suffer. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but I do believe there is a lot of people out there that like to suffer, or they like to be involved with problems, or they like to cause problems. They like a lot of drama. They cause a lot of drama. And for some reason or another, they just like to be in a situation where I can't say they're aggravated, but there's some type of stress within their lives. And if there isn't stress, they'll create it. I think you know kind of what I'm talking about regarding this. You also may be one of these people. And I think when it comes to relationships with men and women, a lot of times, I think on both sides, this happens to a lot of people. Instead of making the relationship stronger, I talk a lot about, they make it miserable. And if you are single or you find yourself not with someone, or a lot of times being dumped or ghosted, or just somebody not wanting to be with you for long periods of time, you may be one of these people who not only like to suffer, but like to make other people suffer as well. Why? I have no idea. You may be one of these people, or you may have been in situations where they always want to argue, right? They always want to fight. Every text you receive is kind of negative. Every time you get on the phone, they're screaming or yelling. Every time you're with them, kind of starts off good. By the end of the night, it's miserable. A lot of times, right? Or it starts off miserable right off the bat. And I get, after a certain amount of time, we all get on each other's nerves. Let's face it. Let's call it for what it is. But if you were going to be with anyone in your life, and this, I shouldn't even just say relationships. This can go for friendships. This can go with family members. This can go with fellow workers or students or whoever the hell I'm talking to. Whoever you're around, take an honest approach and become self-aware of how you're behaving, all right? Because I think a lot of people, like I talk about it, being the victim. And that kind of suffering and victim kind of go hand in hand. That kind of becomes a part of their identity. It's always the boo-hoo fest, but they also a lot of times use that as a manipulation tactic to get attention or to get things to go their way. Even for maybe you to pay for something that they want, that they, again, they're miserable. They expect you to do a lot of things for them, and they're not actually reciprocating. That, again, becomes part of an identity. So I just want people to really pay attention to these type of things. And here's the deal officially. Don't let people make you suffer. I'm just telling you, a lot of us don't even acknowledge that other people are really taking a toll on us. It could be definitely emotionally. And if you're in a marriage, I get it, you're kind of locked in and whatever, and you try to work things out. That's wonderful. Even in a relationship, you live with somebody. And I always talk about you're going to have good days, good months, good years, bad years, even in relationships, just in life in general, all right? But if you don't try to make things better and you're constantly somebody who makes things worse, you know what I mean? What are you doing? And if you're doing it to other people, I think that's what a lot of people don't realize a lot of times is if you do like to suffer, right, or you like to be in a lot of drama and aggravation, you know, that's one thing. Why are you pulling other people into your shit a lot of times, especially that don't deserve it, right? And here's what I'm going to officially wrap up with. And I think a lot of this falls under people with a lot of addictions too. And sometimes I come off harsh. And in this case, I don't even care. But a lot of people have a lot of issues, right? They may have a drug issue, or they're an alcoholic, or gambling, or food, and all these different types of things. And I'm telling you, if you have that type of problem, I feel horrible for you. And you may be suffering, and I want you to get help. I'm just telling you. But a lot of times people like that don't want help, okay? But they want to torment everybody else to a certain degree, make things hard for them, even though they have the problem. The truth is, a lot of times, I believe, is we don't have to always deal with your problem. But a lot of people also want to help you if you have a problem. But again, you not wanting it is on you. So I just want to do a quick podcast on this. Don't expect, basically what I'm saying in that case is, don't expect people to have to tolerate your shit all the time or your problems because they have their own. They may have their own addictions, their own issues, their own problems that they have to deal with. So I'm just going to officially wrap it up there. But, you know, take care of yourself and each other. And if you're somebody who's always causing problems, you might want to start changing that up. Or if you're allowing people to constantly bring problems into your life, it may be time to either move on or stand up for yourself. Okay, that goes for, again, relationships, friendships, family members, colleagues. Don't let people that like to suffer make you suffer. You got any questions or comments, you can hit me up. I'm at richcelenza.com. I'm also at masteringselfconfidence.com, where I try to help men with their confidence regarding relationships, with hygiene, fashion, fitness, things in that nature. And the one thing I talk about a lot is, you gotta find people that truly want to inspire you, that want to be around you, that want to make life worth living, not somebody who's going to make your relationship miserable, daunting, and exhausting. So, all right, you got any questions or comments? Hit me up.